The store next to me was a camera store, and Noel worked at the camera store. So that's where I met him in somewhere in 1973. I met him. So we became friends. He moved away to San Diego. I figured he was gone forever. That was it. But his wife at the time and my wife at the time were friends. And little did I know that they had been corresponding back and forth. And again, there was no email and there was no stuff like that. And he decided they were going to move back to Glenview. And I had totally lost touch with him, but the wives had been friendly. So she said, hey, Noah and Marlene are moving back to Glenview. And he moved back to Glenview, and that's how we started again. Of course, he eventually then moved back to San Diego, and that's how we decided to do our trips. So we've been on 54 trips together. Some funny things about him that I'm going to say. So Noel unfortunately went into the hospital, and he was diagnosed with, he has diabetes, unfortunately. And he's in the hospital at Skokie Hospital with diabetes. I go up to see him. What's up? You got to do me a favor. What? Go buy me a hot dog. I'm dying. Okay, so I go down and I buy him a hot dog. Now, can you imagine the chart? Two hot dogs. You can imagine the chart and what the doctor thinks. What in the world is going on with this guy? How did he have a hot dog?
This Skokie Valley hot
Yeah,
dog?
so I bought him a hot dog. Okay, yeah.
I know where you went.
So then he moved to Arlington Heights. I was living in Skokie at the time. And pretty much I was living at Arlington Heights. So I was there all the time. I got to know all his family. I got to know all his friends. And one of the funnier things is actually about his dad. And his dad is named Big Al. So Andy will tell you that his mom didn't like him seeing me because I was a bad influence on him. But the funny thing is, his dad said to him, why can't you be more like Bruce? Okay? So our joke is that his dad said that his dad liked me more than he liked him. Without question. So that was always funny. So a couple of things that I have about him. He happened to send me a card once too. He sent me a few cards, but this one was one that made it. And it says, this is a suggestive birthday card. I suggest you get laid. So I've kept this one in the archives. That's pretty good. Next thing is a picture. Noel met me at the electronics show in Las Vegas in circa 1988, 89, whenever it is. So if you want to see two skinny young guys, there we are.
Wow.
So the other thing I'm going to say about him, and obviously you guys know me, and you hear the things that he said about me, about my inflexibility and things like that. So Noel became single, and he went on a website to look for a woman and get a date. Okay, and I'm not going to read this whole thing. I am going to read 2 sentences, but this is a whole thing that he put on the website with his pictures, etc., to tell about himself, to look for babes. So if you want to think what he said about me, just listen about himself. And this is what he wrote about himself. I'm not too old or inflexible to change, but the likelihood is that I simply won't because I don't want to. Okay? He says, okay, I like my life and enjoy most every moment. If you need to mold a man to your faith, desire, or need, I'm probably one you should pass on. Okay, so when you hear that, okay, and you guys know me, that's why we're friends, because we both have that exact same thing involved in it. Okay, last dealie. This is probably the greatest single funny thing that has happened to us. So we were living in
Polaroids are usually blackmail. So.
Yes, SX70. We were living in Quincy Park. Okay, right across the way. Janet moved in with me where I was living in the townhouse. Noel, you need to hear this, Jan. Noel came over to stay overnight, and he stayed overnight. And he used to go to sleep. Where?
The lobster.
You believe I have this?
Oh my God.
He came over and he used to sleep in a kimono. Okay, we know what a kimono is. So we get up in the morning, and
No, can I tell the story?
Let Jan tell the
Let me
story.
tell the story.
Okay.
So it's like Saturday night. Noel's in town visiting. He's at our house. Bruce and I are sleeping. We have Sadie, who's a different dog, and she has to go outside.
Sunday morning this is.
Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And so I go to let her out, and there's this walking lobster tail, like this big, walking in front of my door. Just a tail. And I'm like, oh shit. So I don't let Sadie out. I close the door. I get Bruce, who's in his fashionable boxers. I wake up Noel, who's in this kimono thing. And they're all standing there looking at this. We're all standing there looking at this thing. And so Noel goes, well, I know what I would do. I would call the Wildlife Conservatory. Whatever. So Noel called, now it's Sunday morning, like 8 o'clock. So Noel calls the Wildlife Conservatory.
I called 911.
And the policeman comes, and now he's a big guy, and I'm in my robe, Bruce is in his boxers, Noel's in his kimono, Sadie's crossing her legs because she really has to go potty, and the policeman goes, well, I really don't know what it is, but if it was outside my door, you know what I would do?
And he stomps on it with his boots.
And then he leaves,
And he leaves. And
then Bruce and Noel go back to bed,
Yeah.
and I'm standing there going,
Lobster tail.
it was a
Crayfish.
It was a crayfish.
There it is.
And it was huge, and I'm standing there
It's
going,
about that big crayfish right
I'm
outside
like,
the door.
oh my god, what am I supposed to? Yeah, he just like everybody left. It was horrible. So I ended up having to dish it up in the dustpan and sweep it up in the garbage. Yeah, and throw it in the garbage and let the dog out, and then was like traumatized.
All right, so that's the end. Love you, man. Yeah.
And that's why I
54 vacations together, man. That's pretty good. All right, Jan, you're